giza. Uko TikTok ama ni YouTube?
You're right there, James Sothman. James Sothman. Walika hapo James. Unamjua James Sothman? Unamjua? Alikuandika hapo YouTube kwa internet.
Hawezi, kama ni YouTube hawezi ingia, hawezi yaka muziki atafuta copyright.
Ula anaongea tu na mdomo. Anaongea tu na mdomo.
Na kwa YouTube? Kisha msaji hapa.
Si yeye ule mwenye wakawa. Ama nimeandika vibaya. James Sothman. Uyafikia maneno. Wacha nikunywe dawa kwanza.
Anakaa aje? Huyu
Walika how to start trusting. Walika how to start.
shida hawezi yaka nini?
Uwezi weka nini?
Na kutoa tawe.
Say what?
Hawezi punguza hiyo nini?
Good cup of Joe. First of all, welcome. Thank you for tuning in to Rob Perry here at Cedar Road Coffee. You're probably here because you want to learn.
Sasa wewe unaifinyia kwa simu pole pole, sababu sio hawezi kuiangalia.
Hii hapa kwenye itashoot live wewe ni naanza itabu ukianza
ile siku nilikuwa nafanyanga watu wakakuwa nia hivi lakini niliacha kufanya.
Sasa hapo ndo uliacha nini ikanini?
Sasa hii wanairudisha pole pole.
Au fayo una ndio watakurudishia. Hata pia mimi niingie dakika 10 na 30 hapo niende nikatengeneza vitu. Nataka nipate nguvu kama yako ya kuongea. Unafaa nifunze barabara pale. Unapata unakuwa na nini?
Unajua saa hii ni kuna ngapi?
Mbona kitu itulima leo moja?
Niweka hapo.
Hapo.
Wana order huyu hapa. Sasa umeshaacha hapa maji ndani.
Usimwage utakwenda kutumia.
Kutumia nini? Unaenda kutumia nini?
Kama pala watu.
Huyu mwenye oda fiki ama ilikuwa ya jana? Hii oda ilikuwa ya jana ama leo?
Unaangalia.
Hapo nimeshapata nguvu. Yes, Mr. Andrew Mukasa, chekiriwo kiganda kyange.
Hello, my people, once again. It's your boy baristakevin for Karas. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Untuk belakang juga. Ini kofia hizi zinakaaga aje bwana? Kama ni kitu yangu anakuona. Unajua hao niliwapatia kaa jana, hiyo oda ilikuja hivyo jana, hilo lileta hata leo wakerudi. Safe yan. Teka may panaw pa. Waondoki habari.
Kwa shamba tuingia kwa mana ni gani?
Unajua mkubwa alisema hizi vita hazipendi, hajui kuzifanya. Hajaipendi Nikolai, nikamwambia yeye mwenyewe anamwaga maji mingi. You see white drip already done. Check. The other boat is still there. So I'm going to drop up the default. Ni ukweli next month unanunua ama unadanganya? Stop lying. Ya ngapi? Eh? 2000. Wewe siku hizi uko na pesa ama umeshapata mama na kuokea pesa kwa account? Uko na pesa kwa account.
Nabaki na pesa.
Wacha tuangalie account yako. Silikuwa siku hilo ulikuwa na 700. Yes, hello guys, how are you? I think you're doing great. So it's a good morning here. We are just from calibrating our coffee machine, so just testing coffee. It's good. You can just visit us here in Dubai to have the best coffee right now. So if you're outside here and you want to taste the best coffee, this is the right place to come. It's called Dripped Coffee. Yeah, it's having one of the best baristas in UAE. The roaster, still the barista and the roaster. So we are roasting our own coffee and we are the baristas. So no doubts in coffee. We are dealing with the right person. So to those people who want to study roasting, you can just visit my school, Jet's Barista Institute, Al Baraha, Dubai. So if you're willing to learn roasting, just inbox me. You can send me the email so that we can link up. It's a good opportunity. The job is paying good money. So if you want to be paid good money, of course you need to upgrade on yourself. So when you upgrade, you know there are so many baristas outside, but how can you be different from them? By upgrading. Most of them, they don't know roasting. Most of them, they don't know cupping. So if you pay for roasting, you have already invested in yourself. So even you can get an opportunity to pop in Europe. So right now, as we are here, sometimes we get opportunities, but it's the same amount we are getting here. So if we get bigger opportunities than the amount we are getting here, it's when we can enter Europe. But Dubai, it's the best place to stay. It's safe, they are paying very well, so you can enjoy. Yeah, if you have ever visited Dubai, what are you doing? I'm a coffee maker and I'm a coffee roaster, so just come and visit us here in Dubai. We're in the city of Dubai, not outside Dubai, but in the middle of the city. Yeah, it's the best place to have your coffee. We are having 2 branches, so if you visit, there is one branch for drive-through, then there is the main branch for dining. So if you want to have your coffee for dining, yeah, you can visit our main branch. If you're in the rush hours, for example, people who are going to work, so it's better to go to drive-through to Moses. If you're going there, bring for me 1 blend and 1 blend only blend. I think only blend for espresso milk basis. So if you're in the rush, you can just come here and pick your coffee and drive through. Yeah, so I was still telling you, people who are working morning, it's better to take coffee in the morning. So if you work morning and you take a cup of coffee, you're boosting your brain and you're getting more energy. So just pass here to have a cup of coffee. Like me, my favorite cup, it's espresso or aeropress. So if you're a fan of black coffees, you know, most cases I don't like milk to my side because I've taken a lot of milk, because every day I'm testing here coffee. I'm testing cappuccino, I'm testing flat white, so I'm tired of milk. Most cases I just take a sip, then I leave it just to test if my coffee is very good in milk, if it's shouting very well in milk. So I advise you, those ones who are fans of milk, you can just come and have a cup of cappuccino or flat white here at Dripped Cafe, because it's the best place. Of course, when you see me around the place, it means the place they're having good coffee. Of course, you can't hire me and you have a bad coffee. So those ones who are willing to hire me, yeah, I'm available. Yeah, you can check my pages, all of them I'm posting on about coffee. So I've been with big people in the industry. For example, James Ottoman, when I was still working in Saudi Arabia. So I met James Ottoman and we had a talk. So a little bit of knowledge, yeah, but we are still upgrading on ourselves. Right now I'm going for the course of QC. I think people who are watching us, you don't know more about QC. QC is Q grading. For example, you grade the green beans here. If, for example, if my company is importing green beans, I grade them before bringing them to our coffee shops. They need to send us samples, then we grade them. We see if they are high quality to our coffee shop, so that we can proceed to buy them. Yeah, just feel free, look for us in Dubai and get a cup of coffee. Yeah, while listening to me, you can just keep on power tapping on the screen to share the live, to call a friend, So we are still talking about coffee. So many people have been questioning me about to get ratios in coffee. So how do you define the ratio? First of all, someone can ask me, what is a ratio? A ratio is a beverage, it's a beverage weight out of dose. So for example, how do we define this ratio? The ratio, we are meaning the beverage weight out of dose, but most of us have mastered the notes of ACA, whereby if you ask any barista outside here how to find a ratio, he or she doesn't know how to find a ratio. So I will tell you the technique of how to find a ratio. For example, in the ACA, on the side of espresso, they are giving you a ratio of 1 to 2. A ratio of 1 to 2, it means 1 gram of coffee equals 2 ml of water. So I'll give you an example to my coffee shop here. Here we are using 20 grams of coffee. Remember, in ACA, they have told us that 1 gram of coffee equals 2 ml of water. So it means if you are using 20 grams of coffee, you are going to get 40 ml of water, the output, as in the yield of your coffee. For example, the espresso shot, you will be getting 40 ml of espresso shot. So if you're using the ratio of 1 to 2 and you're using 20 grams, but how do you find that ratio? How did you come up with 1 to 2? We defined 1 to 2 like this. Me as a professional barista, first of all, I'm the one to decide the yield I want in my coffee. For example, me here, I'm using 20 grams, but my yield is 27. But how do I get 27? As in, how do I get my ratio? So I'll get 27 divided by 20, which will be 1.3.5. So if you get 1.3.5, that means that's your ratio. So you have a ratio of 1 to 3 to 5. So if you multiply 1 to 3 to 5 times 20 grams you're using here, exactly you will get 27. That's the way we find the ratio. So many people have been confused how to define the ratio. You find a barista coming on interviews asking, you ask him, how do you find the ratio? Of course, I want you to make for me V60, but you have come up with a mastered ratio, which is 1 to 15. I asked you, how do you get 1 to 15? You don't know how to get 1 to 15. So it's better you read deep in your coffee, because you'll go on an interview, they'll ask you how to find a ratio, you'll be out of the topic, so whereby you'll miss a job. So we don't want you to miss the job opportunity, but make researches, read hard, and ask more questions to people who know more about coffee. So never underrate yourself. Learning will never stop. Even me here, I'm still learning. I keep on questioning people. How do you do this? How do you do this? For example, I got a technique in roasting. I never knew in roasting there is what we call soaking. You understand? I used to roast my coffee directly. So if I apply heat, whereby my heat it's 9 or 8, I'll go straight to that. So I'll reduce maybe when I'm coming to mild phase, when I'm getting my fast track, when I'm going to developing phase. So it's when I reduce my heat. But there is what we call soaking in coffee. Soaking in coffee, it means when your drum is seated very well. Remember, in roasting there is what we call charge. Before you drop in your beans, you have to charge the drum speed. So when you charge the drum speed, For example, our drum speed, we normally charge it at 200, 205 around there. So when your drum speed is seated, it's seated up to 205. Of course, it will show you on the laptop, whereby we are using a software called Cropster for creating profiles, our profiles. So it will show you that it's already in 205. So remember, I've told you there is, in roasting, we are dealing with three things. There is heat or power. Then there is what we call drum speed. There is what we call airflow. We are dealing with three things. Okay? Most important one. So, if your heat is at 9, let's say your drum speed is at around 7 or 8, then your airflow it's around 2 or 3 for the first stage. It's called drying phase. So what are we supposed to do? This is where soaking comes in. If your drum is already heated and your heat is at figure 9, so what you do, you reduce on the heat immediately. Immediately you drop in the beans in drum, you reduce the heat to be at around 4, at around 5, so that those beans can get less heat, so that they can be cooked or baked very well inside. So once they are baked, you do it for at least like 30 seconds or 40 seconds. After 40 seconds, then you can raise your heat again to 9, so that you can have nice baked coffee beans. That's what we call soaking. So even me, I never knew that, but I got it through asking so many people questions. What can I do to these beans? So remember, if you raise your heat, as in you're cooking at a high pace, some beans will be half baked, you know. Of course, some beans will be half baked. So what you need to do, you need to apply soaking to have a good roast profile. So even there is what we call cupping. Someone asked me, oh, when are we supposed to do cupping? Immediately after roasting, we leave our beans to stay for 24 hours. After 24 hours, you can do what we call cupping in coffee. So most of you can be asking yourself, what's cupping? Cupping is the evaluating of aromas in coffee. So just be there, watch our lives. We shall be bringing you one by one in coffee roasting. Don't miss out. It's Barista Kevin spoke a roaster. So if you're there and you're doubting your coffee, you can just email me. We check on your coffee quality. Those ones who are looking for good experienced barista, we are available. And if you're looking for a coffee roaster, we are available. So any country you wish, like, you can sponsor us. Even we are not from Dubai, but Dubai, the owner of this coffee shop, had to sponsor us with visas. So if you're outside there and you're willing to sponsor us, you can sponsor us, yeah, without doubts, because you're bringing quality in your coffee shop and you'll never regret.
Eh?
Moses, unaniona?
Wale wanashine bwana. Kuna shine.
You bring for me even hibiscus, one hibiscus.
Discuss, eh?
Hibiscus and coffee blend.
Blend or blend?
Blend. Yes, let's keep on subscribing on our channel. Yeah, to get more content about coffee. Some of you don't take coffee, but I'll tell you, coffee is the best thing you can take. If you want to grow young, you can take coffee. You know, right now I'm making 30 years, but you see the way I look. Yeah, I still look young. So because of taking coffee. So when you take coffee, of course, you look young in appearance, but still you're old, you know. There is what we call also caffeine content in coffee. Every day I take like almost 6% of caffeine. Every day 6% of caffeine in coffee. So I take a double shot of espresso, which contains 1.2 caffeine. Then I take a V60 also, which contains 1.2 caffeine. That's a total of 2.4. So when I'm closing my shift, immediately I'll take like 3 cups of coffee, because I don't want to sleep earlier, because I be on internet reading, and I have to teach also some students roasting. So I'm owning a school called Jack's Barista Institute. It's in Al-Baraha. If you're willing to study with us, you can just reach out my email. You can send me the email. My email is pinned on my channel. You can just go on my channel, check for my email. So don't miss out. It's a good opportunity to learn this. Oh, na, na, na. Sasa nimeshakupiga subscription, watu wamesha kufollow, uweze kunilipa hata 100. Uweze kunilipa hata 100 na kuongelea, lakini uweze kunilipa hata 100.
Kila kulipwa. Lazima ni nataka uuze kitabu. Kitabu.
Why don't you talk? What are you doing? We are at a coffee shop. We are barista selling coffee.
Naanza maswali hapa.
Let me first organize for my shifts, because I'm about to get busy, somehow busy.
yote saa hii ama ninangoja? Nikitaka nikule. Baadaye.
Nishakuongelea lakini uweze kunilipata msii. Ndio unaongea.
Amehepa kwa nini? Ni baba. Wacha tuanze.
Ndio